So today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating philosophy. It basically suggests that a lot of our modern struggles, the anxiety, the fatigue, that feeling of being disconnected, it all comes from one single problem. We're living completely out of sync with our own human design. So, let's explore how we can get back to the blueprint we were all built from.
The whole thing kicks off with this simple but really powerful idea. The things that make us feel good, the things that feel right, the things that actually work, they're the ones that tap into the 4 billion years of evolution that created us. It's not some kind of magic, it's just alignment.
And that right there is the central question for pretty much all of us living today. What are the consequences? What happens when our modern lives go completely against our own biological and psychological programming?
Well, you get a glitch. And here's the key thing. It's not that you're broken. It's that your system is trying to run on totally incompatible software. This glitch, well, it shows up as that constant fatigue, that low-grade anxiety, that chronic unease that so many of us just accept as normal.
Okay, so let's really explore this glitch. What exactly is this conflict between our ancient hardware and the modern world we're living in?
I mean, just look at this contrast. It really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, that's the world that shaped us. Small, tight-knit tribes, always moving, connected to the earth, with a clear sense of purpose. And on the right, well, that's our world. Sitting all day, isolated, surrounded by artificial everything. This is the mismatch that's at the very heart of our modern problems.
And, this isn't just some vague philosophical idea. It's a real scientific concept. It's called evolutionary mismatch. It's the reason why so many chronic health issues are just exploding today. Our bodies are basically trying their best to function in an alien environment they were never, ever designed for.
This analogy is just so powerful. Think about a tiger in a zoo. Sure, it gets food, it has shelter, but it's still going to get sick and depressed. Why? Because its environment violates its essential nature. And that cage, it's not just physical, it's psychological and spiritual. Sound familiar?
So if we're all kind of living in a cage, how do we even begin to understand the wild animal we're meant to be? Well, let's take a look at our ancient blueprint.
Now, this is a radical reframing of evolution. The whole idea here is that it's not just this cold, ruthless survival of the fittest game. No, it's a 4 billion year story of life itself, learning to connect, to understand, and ultimately to love its own existence.
And you can see how this concept builds in these beautiful stages. It starts at step 1, with that basic, raw drive just to exist. Then it moves to step 2, the drive to continue life. But it doesn't stop there, not even close. It evolves into a love for connection, then a love for understanding, and finally, a love for beauty, for art, for meaning. You right now are the result of this entire incredible journey.
Okay, so if we're living against our design, how does our body tell us? How does it get our attention? This is where we learn to actually listen, to interpret our own symptoms.
This is so important. Please stop thinking of your struggles as personal failings. They are not signs that you're broken. They are messages. They're signposts from your ancient self, basically yelling, "Hey, you've taken a wrong turn. It's time to find your way back."
And boy, are we good at misreading these signals. It's almost comical. We feel pain, so we reach for a pill instead of asking why we're in pain. We feel lonely, so we chase a few more likes online. We're constantly just treating the symptom, but we completely ignore the message.
So here's the translation key. For someone on this path, a soul traveler, fatigue isn't a caffeine deficiency, it's a cry for real rest. Emptiness isn't a lack of possessions, it's a deep hunger for purpose. Seeing it this way, well, it changes everything.
All right, so now that we know how to read the signposts, we need a map. We need a way to navigate. So this next part is all about a framework for bringing this wisdom into our actual lives.
So who is the hero of this journey? What does it actually mean to be a soul traveler?
It's really simple. A soul traveler is someone who gets that you can't separate all these different parts of yourself. Your biology absolutely affects your psychology. Your spiritual health totally impacts your practical day-to-day life. It's all one big integrated system.
Modern life is constantly trying to make us choose, isn't it? It presents us with these false choices. It's got to be science or spirituality, biology or meaning, the practical stuff or the sacred stuff. But the integrated path says, nope, that's not how it works. The real answer is all of the above. It's about honoring your biology while you're serving your soul. It's about understanding the science of your body so you can experience the sacredness of life. We're throwing out that either-or thinking and embracing a completely whole human approach.
So this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how in the world do you actually put it into practice? Let's get down to brass tacks.
The Source offers this really simple 10-minute morning practice. It's called the Sacred Fire. You start with 2 minutes of energizing breaths to spark your energy. Then you add 3 minutes of dynamic movement to kindle it. Then you set an intention. What are you burning away today? And finally, you define your purpose. What are you creating? It's how you start your day with total intention and alignment. As we start to wrap this up, there's a crucial message I want to leave you with, especially for anyone out there who feels like it's just too late to change. It's not. Every single thing you've experienced has led you to this exact moment. The perfect time to start isn't yesterday, it's not tomorrow, it's right now. You are exactly where you need to be. You are right on time. So, the final question is really for you. You are the result of 4 billion years of evolution. You are, literally, evolution becoming aware of itself. So with this new awareness, with this understanding, what will you choose to create with your one precious life?